Cajon shares license plate reader data takes center stage in court. We break down what happened and what's next.
The woman notorious for having a hoarder house was in court today on charges of stalking and domestic violence. I'll tell you what happened in the courtroom.
A federal judge hands down the sentence to the activist convicted of assaulting an ICE agent.
Elephant Valley opens at San Diego Zoo Safari Park. Will take you inside this incredible exhibit.
We begin tonight with an update in the legal fight over how the city of El Cajon shares its license plate reader data. Good evening and thanks so much for joining us. I'm Marcella Lee.
Hi everyone, I'm Stephanie Simmons in tonight for Carlo. The case stems from a lawsuit filed by the state against the city. News 8's Alex Lai breaks down the suit and what happened in court today.
The lawsuit claims the city illegally shared license plate reader data with agencies outside California. And today at the Hall of Justice, an attorney for the El Cajon Police Department asked the judge for a later hearing date, saying they need more time to collect information. There are about 100 automated license plate readers, or ALPR cameras, across El Cajon. Police say the flock cameras capture license plate and vehicle information to help solve crimes, from carjackings to homicides. The flock camera portal shows more than 600 agencies can access El Cajon's data, including police departments in more than 20 states.
The ALPR data
California Attorney General Rob Bonta argues that sharing violates SB 34, a state law that says a public agency can only transfer license plate data to another public agency. The law defines a public agency as, quote, the state or any city, county, or political subdivision of the state. Bonta says sharing the data out of state could allow it to reach federal agencies and be used for immigration enforcement or profiling. His lawsuit, filed in San Diego Superior Court, asks a judge to declare El Cajon's data sharing practices illegal and order the city to stop.
There's no question that the data is being shared without a state law enforcement agency. Again, the heart of this conflict is as to the definition of public agency.
The city says the cameras are used only to fight crime, not for immigration enforcement. Mayor Bill Wells also says the city does not share data with federal agencies, and the law is not clear about sharing data with other cities and states. Now, a judge will decide what that definition means. The hearing was originally scheduled for February, but was postponed after the judge called out sick. Today, the city asked for more time to review evidence.
The issue I'm concerned about is the state indicates that the use of these license plate readers have prejudiced the citizens of the state of California. I definitely need to explore that issue.
The judge granted that request, moving the hearing to July 2nd. A case management conference is set for June 5th. That's a brief check-in where the judge reviews the progress of the case with both sides. For now, the flock cameras will stay in place. Alex Lai, News 8.
Right now, police are asking for any witnesses to come forward after a crash involving a semi-truck caused a hazmat situation on the 15th South yesterday. Investigators say a blue Infiniti was seen driving recklessly before crashing into a Toyota Camry and a tractor trailer just north of Friars Road. The semi then overturned and spilled diesel into a storm drain. Here's a look at that huge backup from Chopper 8, as most of the southbound lanes were closed so crews could clean up that mess. Anyone who witnessed the crash is asked to call the California Highway Patrol. Neighbors in Ocean View Hills say they are still waiting for answers in a hoarder house case that's stretched on for years now.
They will have to wait even longer, though, as the sentencing hearing was pushed back again. News 8's Alex Cheney joins us live from Chula Vista tonight with more on what happened in court today. Alex?
Yeah, that's right. Lisa Golden was supposed to be sentenced today, but instead the judge chose to continue her case another 2 months. This is all as this long legal process has played out over a decade.
On behalf of Ms. Golden.
In Chula Vista Court today, Lisa Golden appeared for her sentencing hearing.
Office of the Public Defender will be relieved.
But instead, Judge Michael Popkins granted her a 2-month continuation. Golden hired a private attorney, and legally, the new attorney is given time to review all documents in the case.
Ms. Golden, you have a right to be sentenced today.
Golden is charged with a number of crimes, including stalking, domestic violence, making death threats, and disobeying a court order.
News 8 stepped in, the ball got rolling.
Ronnie Taylor and Eddie Mead, two neighbors of Golden's, say this court battle has lasted nearly 15 years, and she always finds a way to extend the case. Ronnie says he's been getting harassed since 2011.
She has threatened to kill me. She has parked in front of my driveway, blocking my driveway.
In previous reports, we've shown you the inside of Golden's home. The Hoarder's home loaded with trash and rotten food. It creates a foul smell for all who live near it.
Toxic smelling fumes of rotten animals, mainly rats.
Eddie Mead's mother-in-law lives next door to Lisa Golden. He says Golden harasses his mother-in-law and wants her to go to jail.
I don't believe that she has much of a soul, even if she does have a soul. I want her in prison. She has done so much damage to so many people throughout the years.
In May, a judge ordered her to stay 100 yards away from her former home after 2 suspicious fires and the disappearance of $200,000 in insurance money. The home had previously been the subject of hoarding complaints. In August, neighbors said she started living out of her car on Seadrift Way after a judge ordered the sale of her original property. Both Ronnie and Eddie say they want Golden to be given her sentence and keep her out of the community.
This has been going on for years and years and years. And she got the ability, I don't know how, just to keep pushing these things further and further down the road.
Golden is due back in court for another sentencing hearing coming up on May 5th. Reporting live, I'm Alex Cheney, News 8. Back over to you.
Definitely been more than a decade. These neighbors have waited for what her sentence will be, so we'll have to continue to cover this. Thanks so much, Alex. An ICE protest activist convicted of assaulting a federal agent will serve no jail time. Instead, a federal judge sentenced Jean Wong to 45 days of house arrest for an altercation with an agent during an ICE operation in Linda Vista last summer.
News 8's Abby Black is live at the federal courthouse where supporters are celebrating Wong's lighter sentence and also her reaction to the firing of DHS Secretary Kristi Noem. Abby.
Stephanie and Marcella, Jean Wong did not mince words about her sentencing or the firing of DHS Secretary Kristi Noem. 8 months after her arrest, Jean Wong, known as Blue, walked out of federal court without serving a single day in jail, sentenced to 45 days house arrest for misdemeanor assault on an ICE agent.
I think the sentencing was fair and just for this time.
This is what started it all. July 2nd at the Mesa Vista Apartments, an ICE operation, Wong among the protesters. Court documents say that she refused to step back and slapped an agent, knocking his face covering down. The South Park preschool owner pleaded guilty in February, facing up to a year in jail.
We managed to persuade the judge that sentence was completely unreasonable, and that Ms. Wong the home detention is enough of a restriction on her liberty.
I chose to plead guilty because I did unmask an agent, but I will never normalize giving unchecked power to any agency that openly admits it does not follow basic standards.
Standing room only in court, including her wife, who was emotional after the sentencing.
That I'm always by her side, and I'm very proud of her, but it's always scary to know that you can be charged or, criminalized for something that is good.
Come talk to us, Todd.
In January, Wong and others were charged with violating a no trespass order after barricading the mayor's office, which also violated her federal bail, landing her in an ankle monitor. Even with the firing of DHS Secretary Kristi Noem, who faced backlash after writing about killing her own dog, Wong says that she won't stop fighting.
I will say that today not only I got justice, but all the puppies of the world also got justice.
Wong's attorney says that this federal misdemeanor charge should not impact her state licensing child care facility.
So, Abby, what's the status of the no trespass charge from the mayor's office protest? That really got out of hand.
Well, Stephanie, I talked to Wong about that, and we also checked the court records, and she, among the other protesters, are actually scheduled to be back in court tomorrow. This will be for an arraignment. She told me that she plans to plead not guilty, but if she is convicted, she faces 6 months in county jail or a $1,000 fine.
All right, Abby Black live for us. Thank you. Meantime, county supervisors have approved an ordinance that allows the separate sale of accessory dwelling units, also known as granny flats, in parts of San Diego. The goal is to create more affordable housing in the county. The new ordinance will only apply to the unincorporated areas of San Diego County. The change will also align the county with a state law that took effect back in 2024 that permits the sale of ADUs as condos. A candidate bows out of the race to be the next governor of California just days after some calls for some Democratic candidates to drop out.
We'll have those details still ahead. Plus, recent warm weather is leading to a likely early mosquito season. We're working for you, sharing what you can do now to try and avoid these pesky pests.
And later, we are taking you inside the San Diego Zoo Safari Park's new Elephant Valley.
And well, we've had some pretty nice weather out there, and that's been really enjoyable whether you want to go check out the new elephant exhibit or just be out and about. Now, and as we go into the weekend, things are going to get a little warmer and a little gustier. I'll explain why coming up.